Hi and welcome back to another video on buffer overflow attacks using Metasploit. So we are teaching ethical hacking and penetration testing on your secure networks. So if you want to see any exploits which are available on your system, which could be exploited by someone else before someone else exploits it, you can take control of it. So in order to check that, again, go to the settings and on the network, make sure that you are on host only adapter. So I'm running Kali Linux and Windows XP for today's experiment. Now, as we always start, just make sure that you have your Kali Linux running and you have your Windows XP running as well, and make sure that you have the IP address for your Windows XP operating system. Now, next is we'll do a reverse shell attack for buffer overflow, and if you are not aware of this one, we'll be exploiting this weakness of Microsoft Windows XP, which was MS08-067, which was quite famous. We'll use Metasploit in order to gain control of the operating system, and then we'll run a reverse shell attack where we'll be creating the user accounts and we'll try to gain access to the operating system remotely. If you want to get more details on this one, you can check on CVE 2008 and these details. So lots of information about that one is available, and the operating systems which affected this exploit. Since they are talking about Windows XP over here, we are targeting Windows XP today. So let's get started. We'll go to our Kali Linux and click on apps and go to initial access, and we'll click on Metasploit Framework. Now we'll have to provide the password for the root user over here. Enter the password, and it's checking the basic configuration since it's a new virtual machine and we are checking Metasploit on this one for the first time. Now you'll be able to see this one that it has successfully loaded it. Now we'll start the session. So next is let's clear the screen and try to check some of the commands now. Now you might be thinking that why we are targeting Windows XP operating system. Just keep in mind that there are lots of systems, equipment in the hospitals, and even ICS SCADA systems which are still using Windows XP or any older operating systems. So that's why we always check these systems for their vulnerabilities and to learn that how can we use the payload which is in Metasploit in order to exploit the security of different operating systems. So in order to start it, I'll type search and then exploit Windows SMB, since this code is related to SMB. And in order to get rid of the noise, I typed in rank as great. Now, once that's done, enter the detail and you'll be able to see all these details where this vulnerability exists. Now, we have selected the rank as great, and it is even showing the operating systems where this exploit is available up to Windows Server 2003, Turkish, and different versions of Windows operating systems. The other thing is that you can see the number which is right in front of it, and if you'll scroll down, if you are targeting an operating system which has a different language pack or a different version of Windows, you can select it from there. But since we are selecting the 0, which is our Windows XP, so we are going to select number 0 from here. So since we are using 0, all we need to do is type in here use 0 and press enter. Now as you can see that it has shown a reverse shell attack for TCP, and it has selected the exploit for MS08-067, which we are actually trying to target. Now try to understand over here that we just found a vulnerability in an operating system. Now it is just showing us that the vulnerability exists, but in order to exploit it, we'll have to have a payload. Now, once you penetrate in the system, you'll have to send a payload in order to gain access to the system, in order to create accounts, and in order to gain the shell level access on the system. So now in order to do that, we'll type in info over here to get more details of it and press enter. So it is now giving us all the details related to that. So info told us that the name of the exploit is server service relative path stack corruption module, which is there for Windows. The rank is great, and then the provided by information and the list of operating systems which are there. It's even telling us the R host, the reverse port, and the browser and rest of the description of it. So since they are telling us that we need these details, so in order to set the target to our Windows XP, what we can do is we can type in here set our hosts, and then we'll give the IP address of our Windows XP virtual machine, which is .101. After that, just press enter. Now it has selected the host as 192.168.56.101. Now let's see show options over here to see rest of the other details. So it has showed us these details, but if you look closely, our L host is the loopback address. It means that it won't be able to see our Windows XP. So in order to set that, we'll have to set the L host over here. So we'll type in set L host, and then we'll have to give the IP address of our Kali Linux. So which is 192.168.156.105, and press enter. So now our L host address has been changed to this one. And if we'll again select show options, it should show us L host address as 192.168.56.105, which is our Kali Linux, which is the actual attacker which is attacking our target, which is Windows XP. So since things are good so far, so in order to exploit, let's clear the screen and now type in exploit over here and press enter. Now it's trying to exploit our Windows XP machine for buffer overflow attack. But here, if you noticed one thing, it is telling you that it could not determine the exact service pack on this one. So auto targeting failed. So in order to check it again, we'll type in show targets, and we can see a list over here which could be either number 6 or 7. So we can try these also and see that if it works on that as well. So let's select set target as 6 and press enter. And once that's done, let's see show options again, and we'll be able to see these details. Our L host is fine, and now let's try to exploit again. Now, as you can see that it has accepted this one, and we can see that it has opened a session. So sometimes it happens that even if it's Windows XP or Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows 10 or 11, but if you're not seeing anything like this where it has connected a session or initiated a session with the remote computer, doesn't mean that you have penetrated in the system. Now here, since it is giving us these details, and you can see that the prompt changed to Meterpreter over here as well, it means that we have successfully penetrated in the system. So if you want to get the details of Meterpreter, you can type in a question mark over here and press enter. So now it's giving you the power of this payload, that what you can do with that. You can go background kill, you can close it, help, load, use ID, writes, get system, hash dump, delete directory, checksum, lots of options that you can do just using the payload that you have sent. So since we are in, I want to know that who am I and what am I doing over there. So if I'll type in get UID, it would tell me that I have anti-authority system, which is the top level access on Windows operating system. Now let's do something interesting over here. If you saw here somewhere, it was talking about hash dump. Now let's see if we can get the details of the accounts from our Windows XP computer or not. So if I'll type in hash dump, it showed me all the accounts which are there on my Windows XP computer. So if you need to crack the password, you can see that you can easily get the hashes from here and crack the administrator account password and other accounts if they exist on the system. Now let me try if I can get shell access to my remote Windows XP computer. Type in shell and press enter. And if you noticed, it changed the prompt to a typical Windows prompt. It means that now from Metasploit, I'm able to control my Windows XP while being on my Kali Linux. Now, since we are there, let's try to add a user. So let's try to add a user called test01 and call it let me in, and then just add the user and press enter. And as you can see that the test1 user has successfully, the account has been created on your remote Windows XP computer. So now let's try to add this account which we created as test01 to the local administrators group. So type in net and then local group, and then we can type in administrators, and then we can add test01 to that account and press enter. And you can see that I have successfully added test01 to the administrators user group. Now let's test it by typing in net user and press enter. Now you can see the test01 account exists there as well. So let's see now, if I'll type in net user, I'll be able to see a list of user accounts which are there on my remote Windows XP computer through my Kali Linux. But if I need to see the local group of administrators on our remote computer, I'll type in net local user administrators, and you'll be able to see the test01 is part of administrators account. Now, if I'll log in back to my Windows XP, you can see the test01 account is now existing over here, which wasn't there before. So we'll try to log into our administrator account using the password that we had. And now we'll click on net user over here, and you'll be able to see the test01 account, which we created from our Metasploit when we tried to access it through the shell. Now, if I'll go to manage on my Windows XP and click on users, you'll be able to see the test01 account exists over here, which is a member of the administrator. As you can see over here, member of administrators. So that's how you can use Metasploit in order to penetrate on your remote systems using a buffer overflow attack we used on our Kali Linux in order to target our Windows XP target machine within a local network. So that was a basic demonstration of how can you gain access to remote systems.